The Living Jar from Elden Ring, also known on the internet as Potboy. I had to get a 3D printed version to paint up for D&D, and I'm going to show you how I did exactly that. The description is as follows. A strange creature, resembling a jar with arms and legs. They come in various sizes, and are often found standing still until an enemy gets too close. Again, what an amazing design. Normally, I just don't deal with 3D printed miniatures anymore, but this one is so detailed, also very expensive. I found a coupon, and I was able to afford it for my birthday, so this is a special purchase for a special occasion.
Look at this guy. He's just a little guy sitting down ready to be painted.
After assembling and priming with brush-on primer, I got out my very high-quality brushes and prepared for the painting process. I've got my wet palette there, and I got some water. I'm not doing anything fancy with this. I'm using some filtered water to kind of thin down my paints a little bit, and I'm painting the arms black, and I wish I would have gone maybe with a deeper brown color. This is a very subtle look. Like, I think the footage that you're seeing, you can't really see how brownish. It looks better in person, the brown does. I'm also trying a couple different things on the base. The base, I think, was a little bit of a lost cause. I'm trying to do, like, wet blending, dry blending. I use a bunch of different things on the base, but I ended up doing a wash later on. So the top, this is supposed to be, and it was sold as a dice holder. So the top can come off and on. I decided I'm not going to use this as a dice holder. I'm going to use this as a miniature, but I decided to keep the top separate anyways. That way, if I ever want to use it as a dice holder, I can. But yeah, it fits pretty snugly in there. So I did a basic brown wash over the brownish gray base coat of the main pot there. Also dry brushing lighter tones of red on the seal. And now I am slowly picking off little bits of brown and tan for the broken bits on the arms. If you've seen the video game, it's a little bit weird. The arms are like kind of like these bizarre it looks like extruded like organic material with like broken pot shards on the arms, so it's a little bit weird. And I'm doing a little bit of highlighting here on the base, which will turn out looking okay. Now the dry brushing. I probably should have went with a darker brown for this first dry brush, but I'm using a Reaper tan, the Terran Khaki tan, I believe it's called. Getting the top of that lip there nice and tan, which is what the video game kind of looks like. You can see there. Loading up the brush, drying it off on the paper towel, and then dry brushing it with a very light touch on the top to get that really light highlight there. And I do that with a couple different tans until I start getting into like more of a whitish tan. And I'm still picking off little bits of detail on the arms. Now on the top, I kind of dry brush some more lighter reds as I go on the top of the seal. And now I'm using that lovely concrete wash, which unfortunately Secret Weapon Miniatures is not going to be making anymore. So I want to make sure I use this on projects while I still get a chance to. Yeah, and then you can see me pausing, and it's like, did I get the wrong thing? Because this isn't acting like a wash. I forgot how much the concrete wash acts more like kind of like a glazy. It's very thick, so you can see me checking. We have our final product, a lovely miniature. It really does look better in person, but yeah, the base makes it pretty much perfect for D&D. It's a bizarre looking creature, so even if people don't know anything about Elden Ring, it's still an excellent miniature to put down on the table. And already I'm thinking of various scenarios where this thing could be an enemy or perhaps an NPC because no spoilers, but in the game there are NPC living jars which are not enemies. So in the rotation shot here, you can see how the arms are shiny, and that was a bit of a happy accident because the Army Painter Dark wash for some reason gave a very shiny finish this time, which normally probably wouldn't be good, but I actually really liked it because it's very similar to what you see in the video game. So what can I say? A fun painting project. If I were to change anything, I think maybe I would have gone with deeper browns for the base coat and dry brush to really kind of make it so it's that kind of warmish pottery feel to it. But again, I must stress that this miniature does look much better in person. It's very, the detail's very subtle. I am still not like the biggest fan of 3D prints like this, but where else are you going to get this? Like, they have not released an official miniature or even official statue or anything like that. Maybe they will in the future. I know there are some Chinese distributors that are selling the LED large figure, but I'm not exactly sure what you would get if you ordered something like that. So yeah, an example of a 3D printed project that pretty much does not exist anywhere else. Well, I had a lot of fun painting up the living jar from Elden Ring. Let me know what you thought about this little painting project in the comments below.